From SWX Nonstop Local Sports, this is SWX Overtime, powered by Midway, Montana.
Welcome to SWX Overtime. I'm Spencer Martin, and tonight the high school football regular season draws to a close. A beautiful night for football here in the Magic City with so much on the line. Conference championships, playoff spots, and we go to a big-time battle in the Gallatin Valley where undefeated Columbus was taking on 7-1 Manhattan. The winner gets the top seed in Southern B. That's why it's our game of the week tonight because, hey, for Columbus, all we've seen so far has been blowouts. They've just been rolling through people, but tonight they're in Manhattan, and it's the home team rolling from the jump. Cougars' opening drive ends abruptly. That's Jace Deming soars up for the interception. That gives the offense a short field and a short work for George Stenberg, bruising through defenders for the first score. Tigers then force a fourth down stop, and now Michael Stewart goes Michael Vick. Cuts the shiftiness, the touchdown, 14-0 Tigers. Cougars able to end the shutout after a fumble recovery. Mason Meyer, quarterback keeper, goes end zone. It's 14-6 until Stenberg busts one out again. Probably one of the best runs of the week you're going to see. Just spin cycle, shaking off Cougars all over the place. The juniors' second score of the day. And when Columbus threatens, it's Gabe Johnson in the end zone with a pinball pick. That's how the Tigers take it, 47-20. The Southern B crown belongs tonight to Manhattan. So the Tigers take the top spot from the South. The number one seed, though, in the East, also on the line tonight between Red Lodge and Shepherd. And that's where you'll find SWX's Caitlin McLean tonight. Caitlin?
Some great energy here tonight in Red Lodge as the Rams host Shepherd in a key Class B matchup. The winner of this one wins Eastern B. Didn't take long to realize the Rams were out to make a statement. Already up 2 scores in the first quarter, Thomas Buchanan finds Cougar Capel in the end zone. Rams up 22-0 after the first quarter. Everyone getting a chance to touch the ball. Buchanan hands it off to Chase Cook, who puts his head down and barrels into the end zone. Rams up 43-0 after the first half. Shepherd with a chance, the handoff to Tyler Niles, and he breaks free, but Calvin Garman crashes the party, and the fumble bounces right into the arms of Walker Bowes. Rams recover their third turnover of the night. The JV guys get the final possession and score as time expires. Red Lodge wins it 62-0.
It feels great. It's something we've been talking about all year. I mean, we've said this is our year. I know every single one of us worked super hard. Like it's a team effort. It's not one person. It's not 2 people. It's everybody on the team and all the coaches and everything. So it's just everyone's very happy about it. We're all super pumped.
The Rams secure the Eastern B title with a perfect season. From Red Lodge, Caitlin McLean, SWX.
Impressive win up there for Red Lodge. Thank you, Caitlin. And staying in Class B and staying in the East, still some playoff spots to sort out. Red Lodge and Shepherd, the 1 and 2 seeds, but Baker, Huntley Project, and Joliet all vying for those remaining 2 spots from the East. Joliet, you know the story. It's their first year in 11-man football. Win tonight over Huntley Project, and the Jayhawks reached the postseason as the 4 seed. First possession, quarterback Caden Junkie pitched to Tucker Lind. He's gone. 60-yard touchdown run, extra point no good. 6-0 Jayhawks. The Huntley Project answers right back. Grady Schmidt from short yardage plows on in, just pushing all those guys around. 7-6 Red Devils on top, and Huntley's defense takes over. How about this? Jayhawks set up the little screenplay, and playoffs? Lind blasted by Huntley's Spencer Higuereta. Second quarter now after that big one. Red Devils back on offense. Tucker Kazmarek from 5 yards out, 14-6. Red Devils starting to roll, and right before the half they would strike again. Jake Cook to Cooper Beard, 55-yard touchdown strike, drops right in the breadbasket for him. 21-6 Red Devils at the half. Your final score tonight, Huntley Project 35, Joliet 20. So various scenarios for East B tonight with those 4 teams getting in the playoffs. Now it's Red Lodge 1, Shepherd 2. Huntley Project is 3rd, and Baker gets the 4th and final spot. More playoff implications on the line. Meanwhile, in Bridger, 3 teams get in from the 6-man South. Shields Valley won this week, so Bridger and Broadview Lavina are battling for that 3rd and final spot. So it's win and you're in. The Pirates and the Scouts doing battle. Bridger been really good down the stretch of the season. Second quarter, though, Broadview Lavina up a touchdown at this point, and the Pirates offense moving here. Connor Glennie able to scramble, rushes all the way into the end zone. Simply put, that's the dude for the Pirates, but the Scouts got a dude as well. His name's Gage Goltz. Able to find Cade Singari after buying some time, cuts down into the lead. Great back and forth game. Here's Glennie again for the Pirates. Finds Luke Bunting, and you don't want to get in the way of that guy when he's going down. Big 4-4, bulldozes his way to pay dirt, but Bridger comes right back. Kickoff return here for Tom Young, shaking and baking all his way down the field. Scouts roll from there. A huge second half for Bridger. They win it tonight 66-29. The Scouts are into the playoffs, and look out because they are rolling right now. In Class A, the Billings Central Rams have gone off to an undefeated record this season. They really haven't been challenged too often. They got the top spot in Eastern A, and tonight they face one final test at home before the postseason begins. A good crowd on hand at Herb Clint Field as the Miles City Cowboys in town. They're down 3 touchdowns, and sorry, I'm walking into the stadium here, but beautiful pitch and catch from Miles City to C.J. Lang. 21-6, Miles City trails. But on the ensuing kickoff, just when they get some momentum, this is Kellen McClintock. Bounces outside, he's got a couple of black jerseys in front of him, shows off his speed down the sideline. He sets up the Rams with some good field position, just under a minute to go in the half. So Billings Central now, hey, they can take a shot. Adam Bockenbush drops back, buys a little time, and fires a strike to Jack DeBorg. Reaches up for that one. 28-6, Rams lead into the halftime. Second half now, Billings Central gets the ball first, and they just drive right down the field. Balkenbush to Braden Flores. How about that stiff arm from Flores? They're down inside the 10 now after the catch from Flores, and Balkenbush so good down here near the goal line. He plows in for 6 as Billings Central finishes the regular season unbeaten, 42-6 over the Cowboys tonight. According to Zach Austin, first time since 2012, Miles City will not qualify for the postseason. So, not a lot of AA football that carried a lot of importance in terms of the playoffs tonight. That said, Skyview and Senior were in action. Here are your AA scores. The Bronx in Bozeman, they have a tough time with the Hawks, 41-14. Skyview down at Dallas at Gallatin. Raptors roll 58-0. Great Falls and Great Falls CMR. Crosstown action, just one touchdown, 7-0 Bison win there. Helena scoots past Big Sky. Pair of good games in AA on Thursday night. Kalispell Glacier held off Sentinel. Helena Capital knocked off Butte. Butte will play Senior in the first round of the playoffs. Billings West keeps rolling. They get the 3rd seed in the East after beating Belgrade. Flathead takes down Hellgate. Some area scores now in Class A. Sydney versus East Helena rather. The Vigilantes win 29-20. Hardin falls to Glendive 42-24. Fergus has been struggling in the second half of the season. They lose to the Blue Ponies tonight 17-14. On Thursday, Laura won their 5th in a row, taking down Lockwood there. And we just keep showing some of our area scores. Roundup, you saw they fall to Baker tonight. That got the Spartans into the playoffs. And also on Thursday night, Park High finishes their independent season with a win over Colstrip 35-8, and Shields Valley gets that 2nd seed from the 6-man South with the win 54-6. Rebels are into the playoffs. Well, we're just getting warmed up here. Still to come, Montana State football is down in California for a top 3 matchup in the country on Saturday. We break down the Cats game there. But first, AA soccer quarterfinals underway. Senior boys hosting Hellgate in a rematch of last year's state title bout. We'll show you how the Bronx fared. This one went into overtime, and that's coming up next on SWX Overtime. Thank you for staying with us. We had some playoff soccer here in the Magic City as the Billings Senior boys are on a quest to return to the title game and hopefully snap that title drought that dates back to 2004. Tonight they're in the quarterfinals taking on the 4-time defending state champs Missoula Hellgate, the team they lost to in last year's championship. Senior, the 2 seed from the East, Hellgate the 4th out of the West, but very evenly matched. No goals through regulation, so we pick it up in overtime. Both keepers challenged in the second OT period. Senior corner, a couple saves made by Hellgate's Hank Shattuck to preserve the tie. Then the Knights get off a great shot here. 12 saves tonight for Seniors. Bose, the man Bose, their keeper, was stepping up big, so no goals. His teammates can't believe it. Alex Woods does get one final shot here. 50-50 play with seconds remaining. No, the ref says the game is over. So we go into overtime. We're going to penalties, rather. And let's be honest, no one likes penalties. I can't stand them. Woods actually goes in at keeper for the Bronx. He made his penalty. It's tied 1-1. Hellgate off of Sylvan Lubely puts the Knights up 2-1. Here's Lucas Thompson. No, 23 goals on the season. The state's top goal scorer goes over the crossbar. Tough luck for a great player. Hellgate now up 4-3. Thompson is in goal, looking to stop one himself, but stepping up for the Knights to the spot. Luca Musco, not phased, buries it, sending the Knights through to the semis 5-3 on penalty kicks. All right, let's go to the west side of the state. Playfair Park in Missoula. 3-seeded West High Lady Bears in town for a quarterfinal matchup against the 2nd-seed Sentinel. First half action, perfect pass here from Brielle Powers, and Brooke McKittrick is there to finish the job, sneaks it in for the Spartans. They're up 1-0 at the break. Second half now, and, well, the Spartans came to play. This time Powers does it herself, shakes her defender, boots it through to put Sentinel up 2-0, and that would hold up as the final score today. Spartans shut out the Lady Bears. Sentinel moves on to the semifinals next week. Here's some other scores from AA playoff action for the boys. Billings West, actually, that is a typo. We're running around. 1-1 was the final. West advances on PKs. They're into the semifinals. Meanwhile, on the girls' side, Billings Senior, they were taking on the Missoula Hellgate girls. And a tough time for the Knights tonight, 5-1. They lose it there. That does it for our AA soccer teams. And remember, the Class A soccer semifinals are on deck tomorrow. Billings Central boys face off against Corvallis. The Lockwood girls travel to play top-seeded Whitefish, as both of those teams are on the road. Best of luck to the both of them. On Saturday as well, if you're here in Billings, a good game in the Frontier Conference, as Rocky football has another tall task ahead of them this weekend, as the Battling Bears host number 16 Montana Tech. Rocky has been on a 3-game losing streak. Kickoff at 1 o'clock. Montana Tech inside. We got 4 teams from the Frontier Conference now inside the NAIA top 25. So a tough task for the Battling Bears there. In college football action, we mentioned it before, Montana State down at Sacramento State. The Bobcats, number 2 in the country. Sacramento State, number 3 in the country. They got Tommy Malott back against Cal Poly in that game. An 8:30 kickoff, another one of those late kickoffs, but on ESPN2. You're seeing FCS football more on ESPN. Remember, Montana football was on ESPN last week. That was the most watched game from any non-Power 5 conference games they had, any of the late slots. So a lot of people in the country tuning in for these FCS games. We'll see if the Cats can get a big win over Sacramento State. It begins a really tough stretch for them, where they have the number 3 team in the country, the Hornets. Then they go on to take Idaho the following week. So really telling stretch maybe for them. Montana, fresh off of their great win over the Idaho Vandals, they are on a bye this week. All right, that does it. Our regular season is wrapped up. The state playoffs get started next week for football, and we'll have you covered with all the highlights and scores right here on SWX Overtime.